mind palace is a memory device used to commit large amounts of information to memory by combining visual and spatial memory. The concept of a mind palace was made famous by Sherlock Holmes, though it was utilized for centuries before the legendary detective. The ancient Greeks are actually credited for creating this method, which is also known as the method of loci. In fact, when we say, in the first place or, in the second place, we're actually referring to references of the method of loci from those early days. This method has been used by champions of the mind to perform incredible feats of memorization, like memorizing pi to 100,000 digits. While it may seem like an extraordinary feat to create a functional mind palace, it is quite achievable with a bit of practice. In this video, we'll be discussing 5 simple steps to creating and using your very own functional mind palace. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. Step number 1, you need to decide on the map's location. It's crucial to have a well-thought-out layout for your mind palace in order for it to function properly. While you can certainly create your own layout from scratch, it'll take extra effort and time that you don't need to expend. The goal is to be so familiar with your mind palace's layout that you can run through it without even having to think much about it. For example, the Zombies Theater map and Black Ops is forever seared in my mind after running so many circles. Once you have the palace's location established and thoroughly memorized, you're ready to begin the process of adding information. Step number 2, and that's to establish the main items. Assuming you can recall details of your mind palace easily, you can start assigning permanent items to each room. Select 4 to 5 items per room, such as furniture, artwork, windows, decorations, and other prominent features. Try to avoid selecting 2 of the same object in each room, to prevent confusion when adding new information later. For example, in a dining room, utilize the entire set as one item rather than each individual chair. This will help you better remember each element in the room. The next step in the process is determining your route. Mind palaces are a popular memory technique, but many people don't realize that the key to making them work is establishing a strict route and order for recalling information. Without this, the mind palace technique is ineffective. To create a successful mind palace, start by memorizing the layout and items in each room. Then, establish a route that you will always take when recalling information. This route should be counterclockwise, starting at the front door, and should be memorized so well that you could recite it in your sleep. Once you have a solid understanding of how your mind palace works, you can start adding information to it. Quiz yourself often to ensure that you can recall information quickly and easily. Step number 4, and that's adding information to the permanent items. Adding information to your mind palace is simple. You just need to convert the information into a visual form, and then place it throughout your palace along the route you take. For example, if you were memorizing a deck of cards, you might associate the Ace of Hearts with a monkey with a bright red bum, and the 4 of Spades with a shiny black party cone hat on top of a shovel. Of course, the mind palace technique is not limited to memorizing decks of cards. You can use it to memorize anything, from speeches to test information to numbers. The key is to make the associations as absurd and visually stimulating as possible, so that they will be easy to remember. Step number 5, create more than one. First, choose a familiar place with many rooms or areas. Then, start with a simple room or area, and associate each object in it with a memory or piece of info you want to remember. For example, in a living room you might associate the couch with a friend you haven't seen in a while, the TV with a movie you want to watch, and the coffee table with a book you're reading. When you need to remember the information, visualize yourself in the room and think of the object you associated with the information. Finally, practice regularly to keep the information fresh in your mind. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from our channel, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.